thank you all for joining us. I'm Zoe from Sight Hampshire. We are doing our baking session, which we do every second Monday of the month with Penny Melville Brown. I know some of you were baking along with us this morning, so can't wait to hear how it all turns out. We are cooking, now let me see if I can get this right because I keep struggling with saying it. Frangipane.
Well done.
We are cooking frangipane today. So without further ado, I will pass you over to Penny, who's going to take us through her recipe and let us know how you're getting on. And you can ask Penny questions as we go along as well, but just be mindful of background noise, guys. Okay, over to you, Penny.
Thank you, Zoe. Good morning, everyone. And it is simple Frangipane dessert. And I wanted to show you Frangipane because, of course, it's gluten-free, because what we're basically using is ground almonds in place of flour. So that's really useful. And you can use this Frangipane once you're happy with it and you're sort of confident. You could use it as on top of fruit or something. So what I'm going to do this morning, because I'm trying to keep the calories down with no great effect, but one try, is I've got lots of little dishes. What I have here are little Denby bowls about the size of a teacup. I have lightly buttered the inside. Now, when we were first going to make this dessert, we were going to use raspberries, so it could go with the raspberry ice cream. Well, raspberries are rather out of season now. So what I've got in the bottom of these is some chopped peach. Only, gosh, not a centimetre cubes, just small pieces of peach. Peach is rather firmer than raspberries, so it'll come out and give you more texture. But you could use anything. I've done these with pear, with apple, with raspberries. You could use cherries. You could use strawberries, anything you like. So
I have pears, Penny.
Pardon?
I have pears. I thought pear and almond would go nicely.
Yeah, absolutely. So there they are. Got all these little lightly buttered dishes with a bit of fruit at the bottom, really. And this is a ridiculously simple recipe. So in my bowl here, and I'm going to use a 3-egg version. And I may have given you the measurements in grams, but actually this is much easier to do in ounces, because for each egg, you actually need 2 ounces of butter, 2 ounces of sugar or honey, 2 ounces of ground almonds. And so if you just do it on 1, 2, 2, 2, you know, it's really easy to remember. So I'm actually going to make mine with honey, because you know that the sous chef is a beekeeper too, so we have lots of honey.
Rebecca has joined the meeting.
We have lots of honey, and I try to avoid cooking much with sugar anymore. But there's nothing wrong at all with caster sugar if you've got some, and you could use other sugars. A soft brown sugar would give it a different level of texture and flavour, but honey works really well. If you're cooking with honey, always remember that honey is about up to perhaps 20% water. If you just remember 20%, it's a bit over the top, but it just gives you an easy number to remember. And so you're going to get slightly more liquid in your mix. Sometimes you might need to adjust that with a little bit of extra flour, a little bit of extra ground almonds. But because the fruit at the bottom of our bowls will also give out some moisture as it cooks. Raspberries would do it, pears would do it, the peaches will do it. It's not going to be a dry topping. It's going to be quite moist at the bottom when it's cooked. So I've got.
Do we need to have the oven on?
Yeah, my oven is on. I beg your pardon. Thank you for Brenda.
What temperature?
I've got mine at gas for 180 degrees centigrade. Celsius, I think, is now the modern word.
I never know what it is.
Thank you. I don't need reminding how old I am.
Penny,
Yes.
I have some questions before we proceed. I
Yes.
bought a pre-baked pastry case.
Yep.
So did
which
I.
All right. So I'm going to put what do I need to do? Put the fruit in it first and then the
Yes.
filling.
Fruit in it first. Cut the fruit up fairly small.
Right.
Okay. Like strips or slices, or how would you
Chunks.
prefer?
Just
Chunks.
chop it up. Toss it in.
Okay.
Nobody's going to see it, so it doesn't need to be perfect. Okay.
And the other
Right.
question is, I had a blind moment and I thought I had caster sugar, so didn't put it on the list. I've only got normal sugar, which I'm using. Can I use normal sugar? Or I've got 4 other different types of sugars, but somebody will have to help me to identify them at this
Just
stage.
go with what you've got.
Okay. Golden granulated, would that do?
Yep, that will be perfect.
Lovely. Okay.
Do you remember when we made tarts a long time ago? If you had a pre-cooked tart, and I got you to you take it out of the oven. If you were making your own pastry, if you take it out of the oven just before it's finished cooking on the blind baking, you give it a wash of egg. You put it back in the oven for a couple of minutes.
I think I remember now.
Yeah,
and
I've
then
done
you
that.
put another brush of egg on it straight as it comes out of the oven, and that will cook in the residual heat, and that will help you get a more waterproof bottom. But let's try it with these pre-cooked pastry cases and see how they work.
Can only try.
Yeah.
I'm just laying some raspberries in the bottom.
How lovely. Just delicious.
Yeah.
May I proceed?
Yes, you
sure.
may.
Okay. No, I didn't want to rush you. What I've
That's
got
all right.
here in my bowl is the butter and the honey. And actually, I prepared the butter and the honey yesterday. So actually, I know that the butter will have melted. It sort of collapses in with the honey. So it's quite a nice, easy mix to go with. So I'm using my electric hand whisk. I'm just going to give it a blast.
Yeah.
Just going to scrape it down.
Penny, was it butter and honey that you're whisking was one of the questions?
I beg your pardon. Yes, it is butter and honey, but you might be using butter and sugar.
Okay, cool.
And I'm just scraping it down because I want to get it light and airy. If I was making this without you all being here, I might put it into my big Kenwood, heavy duty mixer, which is with a balloon whisk, which is really good at getting lots and lots of air into this. I'm just scraped it down, giving it another go, and feeling, yeah, it's nice and light and fluffy. So I am now going to add my first egg, which I know is here somewhere. So an egg is going in. And I'm also going to add a teaspoon of my measured amount of ground almonds, which I have in my Lakeland box. So I get everything pre-measured beforehand. I'm just going to get a teaspoon, which I can't find on the work surface. And the reason I'm just adding a little ground almond at this stage is simply so that the egg doesn't curdle as it goes in. There we go.
So is it just one egg and then a spoonful of ground almonds at a time?
Yes, it is, Ashton.
All right, okay.
Penny's just using the almond instead of the flour so it doesn't curdle.
All right, okay.
No. So my second egg has just gone in, another teaspoonful of ground almonds. And the other thing I've got in this bowl, and I apologize, I forgot to mention, is I've put in about a capful of almond flavoring. And my almond extract, I actually found, I'd run out of almond extract, and I found some amaretti flavoring, which my mother gave me donkeys years ago. for flavouring ice creams. And that's really good because you know, of course, that amaretti is not made with almonds. It's made with the kernels of apricots, which have an almond flavour to them.
Right.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, just one of those little tips you get thrown in. Here we go.
Ooh.
Right. Ooh. Can I tell you, this mixer, it's got a really sensitive button on it.
Alert, open Sight has joined the meeting.
And I keep just nudging the knob on it, puts the blades on, and then I've got the mix flying all over the kitchen.
Is that a clean apron you started with there, Penny?
Yeah, it was like, well, the housekeepers have been in this morning to clean up. Third egg is in, almond extract is in, another spoonful of ground almonds is in. Last time with the beaters. This is the one you want to make sure it counts, okay? Because after this, it's all going to be by hand. I've got a baking tray here. So I'm going to put my 6 little desserts onto the tray. If I can find them. Got 5.
Where's my...
Penny, some of my fruit's sticking out through the mix. Is that okay?
I think if I was being fussy, I would prefer it not to poke out.
Yeah, I've pushed it back. The trouble is, if I add any more mixture, it's all going to come out of the pastry case. That seems to be the trouble.
Then
Mine's done that a little bit.
then live with it today.
Okay.
Yeah.
And think about, this is what we're doing. When you make things the first time, they don't necessarily have to be perfect, but just think how you might, perhaps you needed to chop the fruit a little smaller. Perhaps you need.
They're tinsy, but I won't buy the pastry case. I'm going to make my own pastry next time.
Penny?
Yes, is that Gary?
Yes, it is. How long do we need to put it in the oven for, please?
I'm going to put this in for 20 minutes and then I'm going to check it, okay?
Okay.
Right.
So here I go.
Thank you.
Right, okay.
Right. Let's shove them in the oven, shall we?
Are you cooking along as well, Gary?
Sorry?
You're cooking along as well.
Yes.
Fantastic.
I mean, I've not done a blind bake pastry case.
Yes. Alexa, set timer 20 minutes.
Here we go.
Minutes starting now.
Good old Alexa.
Oh, you've just got to love her, haven't you?
Oh, I love her. When she works properly.
Oh, yeah. Right. Now
Would
to
you
do the
say-
washing up.
What would you serve with this, Penny, with a frangipane?
Well, I think you could serve it with cream. You can have it with yogurt. I don't really eat custard, but you could have it with custard. I like it with the ice cream. Do you remember we made the no churn ice cream a few weeks ago?
Oh, yeah.
So I made raspberry no churn ice cream, and I would serve that on top of these little dishes because they puff up round the edges. They sink a little bit in the middle. So don't get worried about that. Just accept that. They sink a bit in the middle and they make the perfect little place to fill up with a scoop of cold ice cream on top of your warm dessert. Alexa, how long on timer?
You have 10 seconds left on your 20-minute timer.
Wow.
Yeah, that's probably how long I've got
Alexa,
left.
how long left in timer?
Yeah, I'm going to get my thermometer out.
Oh, off goes mine.
I've got a minute.
Alexa, cancel timer.
There are no timers set.
Alexa, stop timer.
Right.
I've got a silicone mat I'm putting on top of the cooker.
Right.
Putting a very hot tray on top of it.
Oh, my goodness me.
Oh, God, is it a disaster?
Oh, no.
Looks amazing.
Oh, excellent.
Right. Oops. Oops. Lovely.
How's yours going, Sophia?
Yeah, I'm about to take mine out, but I don't know what it should look like. I can't see it.
Well, feel it. How does it feel?
Oh, I don't know yet. I'm just about to take it out. I'll report back in a minute.
Okay.
I'm touching mine. I can't
Just
trying to
be careful
describe it.
of the pot.
Echo
Feels quite
cancel.
Feels hard on the top, but squidgy.
Echo cancel.
Right. Mine is puffed up,
So's mine.
but I am expecting it to collapse. I have just
Okay.
put my temperature probe into it, and
Right. Let's go in.
I can smell the almonds, everyone.
yes,
Oh, I just love
Oh,
the almonds.
Right, it's not firm. It's like a
Yeah.
squidgy sponge.
I
But
agree.
it's
I might
very
put mine
clean.
back in for just a few minutes. What I'm going to do is I put it back in. I'm
Yeah.
going to twist it around.
5 minutes.
Yeah, I think another 5 minutes.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Quite happy with the temperature.
Right, so this is the one in the dish.
We can't do it.
Right,
can't do it.
bear with me. I'm just going to spotlight you so I can look at it better.
Mine are out.
Yeah, 5 more minutes, Supriya. I say for the
Okay.
centre. It's more the centre. Around the edge, it looks okay, but it's just that centrepiece needs just a little bit longer.
Okay, I'll put them both for 5 and then we'll have a look, yeah?
Yeah, well, mine are actually probably rather overcooked. They're quite dark brown.
Okay.
So I've just stuffed mine back in the oven, but switched the oven off. So that
Okay.
they don't darken anymore. I probably had the oven on for about 4.5. So I didn't get my temperature very good. So I'm just letting them sit in the oven and firm up in the residual.
Happy with mine?
Sorry,
Hang on,
Gary, I couldn't see yours. I can see. If you put your camera down a bit, I can see your face. I can't see your dish.
All right, hang on. Try that.
Oh, yeah, yours are perfect. You're fine.
Oh,
They're a lot smaller.
Yeah, I've done them in little goo dessert bowls.
Yeah, yeah, yours
Kept those and
look
use those
fine.
for ramekins.
Yeah, your looks fine. I think where yours is a smaller dish compared to Ashton's, Penny's, and Supriya's. All right.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking of the diet versions.
Yeah,
of course
as long
you
as you
are.
only have one of them and not 2.
Bite
I only
size.
have one. I only have one in
just put them-
each hand.
So how many do you make altogether?
I
Gary?
made 8.
Yeah,
Wow.
and this was a stevia.
Yes,
And has
They
that
have risen,
well?
Penny. They have risen.
yes,
Yeah, no, and the stevia's worked well.
yeah. It looks like it.
Brilliant. That's that. So we've all learned that we can.
I'll report to you later what they taste like.
Yeah, that would be
So I'm
fascinating.
sure they'll taste lovely.
Absolutely.
Mm.
So, if you were going to serve these once they're out of the oven, I would suggest that you let them cool a bit because you've got a lot of very hot fruit in there,
Yeah.
very hot liquid, and you don't really want to be handling that or serving it to people straight away.
Oh no.
It will burn their mouths. So
No.
this is a dish that you're probably going to serve when it's fresh today, while it's still warm, certainly.
Mm.
But then you might think that, you can keep it in any leftovers in the fridge and then serve it from the fridge. I've never tried it, but you could probably whack it in the hot microwave if you just wanted to warm it up again. But it will start changing the pastry and things.
Right.
So we're planning another event in November. I wondered if there are any requests for recipes or ideas for November?
That's put them on the spot.
Not sure.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind it's coming up to Christmas, or we could do a delayed Halloween recipe.
Thank you.
Or anything.
Maybe.
Does anybody know a Halloween recipe?
Toffee apples.
Ooh,
That's easy enough. Just dunk them in toffee
Oh,
sauce.
mine used to break your teeth.
yes.
Penny be all right with
Oh,
the apple trees in
no.
her garden.
I would be very careful with toffee apples, proper ones, because you have to get the sugar up to a very high temperature. And I, not being able to see, I am very cautious about manhandling very hot liquids.
How about baked apples with fruit in them?
Do that all the time.
Hello, Penny, it's Susie here. I've got my class in here. And
Hello, class.
say hello, Penny.
Hello. How lovely to see you all.
Excited. Oh, sorry, I'll put my camera on actually then. And then if anybody can see, they can see. So there's my class. They're sitting in the dark. They wanted to know about gingerbread. I said you've done a microwave gingerbread, but one of the girls is interested in a normal gingerbread that you put in the oven and soup.
Oh, yeah.
I really like the idea of tomato soup. I think that's very in fashion.
Is it?
I don't.
Thank God we've got some young people who tell us what's in fashion.
Any other soup, ladies and gentlemen, that you'd like?
Never been out of fashion.
Squash soup is coming from the front seat there. Butternut squash soup.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Oh,
Any
wow.
more soups from the girls and the boys? Chicken soup is on the menu.
Oh, no, you lost me on chicken soup.
Chicken soup with butternut squash. Yeah, that's a vegetarian one.
Yes, butternut squash. I tell you, yes, we can make that if you like it.
Would you like it to make it? Love to is what they said. Thank you.
Okay.
Penny, it's on the
Soup
menu.
is so easy.
There we go.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we'll make a soup, and I'm going to look. Now, when we say gingerbread, you can get gingerbread men, which are quite thin, or you can get like a ginger cake, which is more cakey.
Ginger
Oh,
cake
yeah.
Very
Ginger
clear,
cake.
wasn't it?
Yeah, ginger cake.
with lime drizzle.
Oh, definitely. Ginger
Oh, yeah, now you're
cakes
talking.
on the menu. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's think about both of those. Has anybody ever had parking?
Yes, yes.
No.
I was
What
going
is-
to make it, then I gave
Oh,
up
I don't
because I
know.
didn't like the grainy texture of the parking. I got like
It is
cereal
because
or
of the
grain or
oil,
something.
isn't it? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Ginger cake and pumpkin, butternut squash, something like that soup.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
Deal.
Thank you, class. What would we have done without you making
Yeah.
really sensible suggestions?
They're all going to say, thank you, Penny. There we go.
I'm
Bless
waving
you.
at you. I don't know whether you can see me. I can't see you. So it will be wet because you're just making it wet from the fruit.
Yes.
So
Yeah, and it will be
this
moist
is
as well,
why
won't it?
you know, feel it and
Yeah.
accept it that it's going to be moist. What
Yeah,
you need to do is think that what temperature do I need to get this to for it to be cooked?
Oh, I
And
think it's
we're
well and
looking
truly
at-
cooked. It's just a tiny bit squidgy in the center, but the rest is firmed up. Is it looking better color now, though, Debbie?
It is. And Ashton, I'm just looking at yours, and yours looks ready. So I think you're
Okay, perfect.
If you've got
Okay.
any concerns, pop it back in the oven and switch the oven off. But in reality, it probably will not set any more than that. Because
Oh,
all
okay.
you're really trying to do at the moment is make sure that the eggs and the flour are cooked so they don't taste raw, but they will be wet. This is a moist dish. Okay, are we done?
Fantastic. Yes.
Yes, thank
Thank you so
you.
much.
Yeah.
Penny.
Congratulations, co-cooks. Well done indeed.
Yeah,
For your time and enthusiasm. And next
Mine's
time we're
doing
going to do this vegetable soup. We'll make it a vegetarian soup.
Yeah.
So anybody can eat it. And
tomato soup. That's vegetarian.
Well, thank you so much, Penny, for your time today in doing our baking session with us. As I said at the beginning, these are recorded and put on Open Sight Hampshire's YouTube channel. We also do share the link in the description of our YouTube channel with not only Penny's blog link, but also a link to registering for our next baking session, which will be on the 14th of November. So we always do it on the second Monday of the month at 10:30. I'm looking forward so much to the ginger cake because that is one of my favourites. Chocolate's
Me too.
first, ginger is the second. And as we mentioned near the beginning, that we had our eye contact exhibition on the 28th of September, where lovely Penny was one of our guest speakers talking about her journey through sight loss, as well as going around the world and baking with lots of different chefs, and showing us some of her different tools that she has when she's in the kitchen that help make life a bit more easier and more accessible. So that video will also be on our YouTube channel this week. So don't forget to subscribe, which is all free, to our YouTube channel. And you can look at all the recipes we've done with Penny since the beginning. I think it was 2021 that we started this, February, I believe it was.
Yeah, I think it was actually.
And as Penny mentioned, with the booklet that she did last year for the Christmas booklet, which has all the recipes in, there's links on there as well to take you to the YouTube channels to physically hear the recipes, as well as read them with your speech readers and everything. But no, it's been fantastic. Really appreciate your time, Penny, and look forward to next month with you.
Well, it wouldn't work so well without all these other co-cooks, would it?
Absolutely.
You are the stars, chaps.
Definitely.
Yes,
definitely.
Okay, see you next time for soup and wicked.
Yes.
Thank you,
Fantastic.
Penny.
Thanks a
Thank you.
lot,
Take
guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Bye.